Today we're checking out another projector, this time by CLOKOWE. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is model T08. I want to thank them for sending this over to review on the channel. It's actually a pretty interesting design. It looks really similar to the one from Samsung, but this one's a lot cheaper. In fact, as of this video, it's on sale for $129 plus a $40 off coupon, but I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information. This one's got native 1080p resolution. As you can see by the size of this, definitely going to be one of the more portable projectors out there. Also rotates 180 degrees, so you could even put this on your ceiling if you want. Apparently it also supports 4K at 30 frames per second. It's got 10,000 to 1 contrast ratio. You also have dual band Wi-Fi 6, also has auto Keystone correction, has Bluetooth 5.2, so you can use this with headphones or an external speaker, and works best on a screen up to 200 inches. Inside the box, you've got a user manual, quick start guide, HDMI cable is included, a little bit different power cable with a 90-degree angle, pretty small and compact remote control. You've got most of your stuff on there like menu, source, OK button, directional arrows, home button, back, volume control. As you can see, this thing is really small and compact, pretty lightweight as well. You can see what the lens looks like there on the end. You've got your manual focus there towards the edge. The whole bottom is covered with a silicone rubberized material, so it shouldn't move around too much. You can see as you rotate it, it's got several notches that it locks into place. All of your connections are right here on the back: power, HDMI, headphone jack, USB-A port, remote control sensor. Once you get the projector hooked up, it is technically bright enough to see with all lights turned on, but I wouldn't recommend using it that way. It just looks a lot better with all lights turned off. And this might be one of the most simple home screens that I've seen, with shortcuts to DLNA, iOS cast, Android Miracast, HDMI, USB, and settings. You can also adjust the Keystone correction quite a bit. Then you have things over to the side, which is basically your settings for network, Bluetooth, input signal, display, audio, general, and system. I did notice there's something on the lens on the one that I have. I tried to wipe it off, but no luck. It's not real noticeable, just something I thought I would point out if you see that little mark. But surprisingly, this projector does look a little better than I was expecting when watching shows on Netflix or YouTube. One thing I did notice is if you don't have the Keystone correction just right, it can be a little tricky to get the entire image in focus, which I know can be pretty typical with projectors in this category. And while the screen could be a little brighter in my opinion, it's not bad for indoor use as long as you have all the lights turned off. You could technically use this for presentations, but again, it's kind of hard to get the focus nice and sharp towards the edges, so some of the text out there might be a little blurry as you get closer to the edge. I felt like it did a decent job though when playing mobile games like Asphalt 9 with my Xbox controller from my iPad. There wasn't too much lag or delay that would cause issues. Same thing when playing Punch-Out on my Super Nintendo Mini. One thing you'll definitely want to do is use an external speaker because the overall loudness of this projector is pretty quiet. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what to expect. Pretty typical on the apps that are pre-installed. So far I've just added Geekbench 6. Doesn't look like they add a lot of apps on here, which is good because there's not a lot of storage. And then sort of as expected, when testing out Rocket League on my Xbox Series X, things can be a little out of focus towards the edges, and there's probably a little too much delay for my liking. So obviously this projector is not going to be made for fast-paced games. I do feel this is a little better quality than I expected, and I do like the shape of this projector, but just keep in mind this has entry-level performance and picture quality, so it may just depend on what you're going to be using this for, on whether it's going to work for you or not.